Exton Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer, and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m., and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof that it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Nick is here. What'd you call him earlier?
Yeah, he got a name. He said a name.
Can you hear Nick?
I said you look like a big swimming pool. You look like a big swimming pool over there. I called you Big Swim.
Big Swim.
All right. Should I tell the people what you called me the second week that I ever coached you?
Don't hang that over my head.
Track record here.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. It's time for The Finish Line with Mike Melby on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Start.
Hello.
Good evening and welcome into The Finish Line. I am Mike Melby, Rebecca Pearson to my right, Austin Orman driving the car tonight. And on the Sartor Heyman live stream, we have got one of the most talented young drivers in America today, Jade Avedizian. Jade, first of all, welcome to the show. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to join us. Where are you at right now? Are you in North Carolina, or are you, because you guys were racing last night with USAC?
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me on. Nice to talk to you guys. But yeah, last night we were in Macon, Illinois, and we're back in Mooresville today. We got back this morning, so we're back here for the week, and then we leave Thursday for, I think we go to Iowa. Yes, Iowa, Davenport, practice Thursday, race Friday, Saturday. So short week, but excited to be back at the track already.
Well, and that's the fun part. Now, you race both series, too. You race with the USAC National Midgets. You race in the Extreme Midget Racing Series. That's only in its second year, but, man, you guys went in that series alone from 2 or 10 races last year to scheduled well over 30 this year, and if no more rainouts, you guys are probably going to hit right at 30. How has that been from an adjustment for you with just the number of nights that you're running?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, last year the series was so small with 10 shows or 12 shows, and now it's almost double. So it's obviously really good that it's almost double, because obviously you get double the amount of shows. And so to run that and the whole USAC schedule, that's around 60 shows. So for now on, I think I race every weekend till the end of November, which is obviously really good. Lots of chances to, end up in the winner's circle, and if not, learn a lot.
Absolutely. We want to thank our sponsors, Stern, Mobile One, and Eagle Raceway, proud sponsors of the Finish Line. And then also, Jade, we have one little segment that we do called Victory Lane, And Eagle Chassis, who Mike Boston right here in Lincoln, Nebraska, makes sprint car chassis. And he is a proud sponsor of that segment for us. We're going to run through some winners in some of the series. And Austin, you good to go? All righty. This is the Victory Lane segment.
After the walk, am I going to have to carry you? Where to? Victory Lane.
Come around here. Head over there. That's where everybody wants to be, and that's where this party's going to finish. Victory
He's
Lane.
waited 15 years to get back to Victory Lane here at Talladega.
For the 11th time in his illustrious career, Donnie Shaw's been in Victory Lane in the Knoxville. He's making the right-hand turn into Knox Energy Drink Victory Lane.
The most anticipated moment in the history of NASCAR racing. Dale Earnhardt rolling into Victory Lane in the Daytona 500.
Last week, winners from this last week in the Cup Series earlier today at Watkins Glen in Watkins Glen, New York. William Byron brought home the victory. They will be at Daytona next week with the Xfinity Series. Xfinity winner yesterday, Sam Mayer. High Limit Series was at Huset's up in Brandon, South Dakota on Tuesday night. Rico Abreu got his second win of the year, close to within 33 points of Kyle Larson. They're dark until September 26th at Lernerville. All-Star Circuit of Champions back after about a month hiatus. Friday night, they were at Outlaw Speedway, and Sunshine, in his return to the 7BC, picks up the win. That is his first night back after a back injury. It suffered about 2 months ago. Then Saturday night at Utica Rome Speedway, Danny Varon picked up the win, and they are actually at Sellingsgrove Speedway tonight. Are the All-Star Circuit of Champions. They're in action next week at Tri-City and Butler Speedways, respectively. World of Outlaw Sprints, Jackson Nationals up in Jackson, Minnesota. James McFadden won both prelim nights, but it was Carson Macedo taking the win last night in a great duel with Brad Sweet. It's the second straight Jackson Nationals title for Macedo. Next Friday and Saturday night, they're at River Cities Speedway and then Red River Valley Speedway. That's next weekend. World of Outlaw Late Models, Dark, Lucas Oil Late Models. They were at Batesville Motor Speedway for the Topless 100, and Ricky Thornton Jr. brought home the win on Friday night. Saturday, the big money went to Dale McDowell, the 24th through the 26th. Lucas Oil Late Models are going to be at Georgetown Speedway on Thursday, then Friday and Saturday at Port Royal for a couple of nights. Knoxville was dark this weekend. Last night at Eagle, Tyler Drucke went from 14th to the win. He is the points leader. In his last 6 weeks, Drucke has got 3 wins and 2 second-place finishes. Cole Wayman took home the win in the modifieds. Tight points race there at Eagle. Anthony Ross, Chad Anderson, and Terry Hurt only separated by 13 points. In the stock car division, Dylan Haney winds up with the win. Nate Thompson, Dylan Richards, 3 points apart in the battle for the point title in the stock car class. And hobby stocks, David Carter got the win last night. He came from 6th place. And in the point battle at Eagle for the hobby stock title, Ryan Gillen by 8 points over Adam Wasserman. In Beatrice, modifieds were won by Jordan Grabowski. Lance Borgman won the Sport Mods. Stock car winner was Benji Legg. Adam Wasserman won the hobby stocks, and the Sport Compact won by Brandon Carmichael. And Don Dowd Jr. Wheels home the win at Junction Motor Speedway last night at McCool Junction. Big win for him. I know Rodney's helping him out on the car as well. They are next in action next Friday night at Crawford County over in Denison, Iowa. That is the Victory Lane segment brought to you by Eagle Motorsports LLC. They are back and better than ever. 402-826-0302, the number to call. That is Mike Boston's number. He will get you taken care of with all of your sprint car chassis frame fixes that you need. If you just want a new car, Mike is the guy to call. And Jade, I'm going to ask you to give us the Victory Lane portion from USAC. Who took home the win on Friday and Saturday night?
So CV last night at Macon, he won the Champ Car or the Silver Crown race earlier the day, and then came in, ran the midget race and won last night. And then Friday night, Tanner Thorson won.
Okay. So we are joined tonight on the finish line by a young lady from Clovis, California. She drives the Toyota Racing Development Mobile 1 number 71 for Keith Kunz Motorsports. Jade, 16 years old. It's not like you've got decades and decades of experience, but the midgets that you're running right now were not where you started racing. I believe you came out of micro sprints. How did you first get into racing?
Yes, sir. So, my dad's always been around racing. Growing up, he never got the chance to race, but he did work on sprint cars. So, it's just kind of always been around my family. Since the day I was born, I think I was 3 months old, and I was at a sprint car race. So, just very young, and saw it very young. And then when I was 4 or 5, he bought a quarter midget, and we would take it out just to empty parking lots on a Sunday, just to see if I liked it. And I ended up liking it a lot, and then when I turned 7, we went to a quarter midget track, and I did my first race and was like, okay, I think this is what I want to do at 7. So we did quarter midgets for till I was about 10, and then we did micros till I was 14. But we did like the junior sprints, then we did restricted for a year or two, and then we did the big classes, and then this year, and obviously last year I ran a full midget schedule, and then this year's my second full midget schedule.
Wow, Jay, that's a lot of racing for a 16-year-old. As we said, sometimes we talk to people here that are our age who've been racing for decades, but you sound like you've been racing for decades. Did you have friends that you raced with when you were coming up the ranks? Was it just you and your dad? How did that work out in the early days?
So not really, not anyone like really my age that was going to the same races, traveling everywhere. My dad, at a very young age, for myself, just thought it was super important to travel and just get to every kind of new track you can. So if I did want to make it a career, like it wouldn't be so new going to a different track. So for the most part, it was just me. Racing wise, but we also had two brothers. Their names Cole and Cody Christensen. That did come help, and they were kind of like the crew chief, car chief. So it just wasn't me and my dad. And then we did that we went to when COVID hit, we decided to go out to Oklahoma, and we ran the Now 600 series for the whole year basically. And that's kind of where I feel like I grew so much just because not many kids would be able to race that year, and I had a full year of racing. So I feel like that year was kind of like the breakout year just because I got to race almost every single weekend. So for the most part, it was just me kind of racing, and then obviously the two brothers would come help a lot.
Yeah, practice makes a big difference. Now, one of the questions we all have for you is how do you get schooling accomplished with your race with your race schedule?
Yeah, so I'm homeschooled now. At the beginning, when I started racing, I was just in normal school, the 5 day of class, just the normal stuff. And, I liked it, but it obviously got really hard. And, you'd leave Thursday, and Thursday, Friday, you would be gone all day. And then the speed weeks, you're gone for a week, 2 weeks, and it just didn't really work out. So I'm homeschooled now.
Now, I could imagine that when you were in school, though, you won the competition for what did you do on your summer vacation every year.
Yeah, I know. My friends would always be like, "Where are you going this week?" And I'm like, "I'm going racing." And they're like, "Are you going to like race on foot?" I'm like, "No, not on foot. Like I'm going to go race cars." But yeah, it was pretty cool to come home and tell my friends what we did.
Do you have favorite classes that you like? Obviously, you're good and talented at racing. How about just in the school area? Are there certain things that you like better than others?
Not really. I think I like math the best. I think it's just kind of the easiest.
Yeah. Well, easy for you then, not for everybody. So that makes me wonder about your how involved you get in the design of the car and the engine building. Are you technical? Do you like to talk to the crew about what they're doing with your car? Or are you more just a racer who likes to get in the car and go?
I think a little bit of both, especially this year, working with Jarrett Martin, with Keith Coons. He's taught me so much and kind of just gave me an idea of like what he's going to do to the car, and then kind of tell me how it's going to benefit me and how I should maybe, prepare how to race it for the first few laps. I've never been the one to tell him what to do just because he knows what to do. But just kind of taking in the information that he's told me all this year, and I feel like I kind of know what to say now. It's obviously like I have a certain feeling, and then I go tell him, and it's fixed or if not better. So I wouldn't really say I'm the one telling what I kind of need, if that makes sense.
Sure, but you have to find a way to give feedback so that they can develop that car for you, right? So you have to be able to understand a little bit.
Yeah,
Drive,
exactly.
Sorry, driver of the Toyota Racing Development Mobile One, number 71 for Keith Kunz Motorsports. Jade Avedissian is joining us on the finish line tonight. One thing that I guess I'm wondering about, you started racing at a young age, but throughout the time that you've been behind the wheel, no matter the type of car, who have your role models been?
I think the biggest role model in my eyes is Kyle Larson, just because I feel like he can get in any car any given night and be super competitive, and if not win. So I think just being that good in each car you get in is really impressive.
With that said, he kind of started racing in and around Red Bluff, up at Red Bluff Raceway, and a young man that's a YouTube sensation that, by the way, is now piloting a World of Outlaw car. Tanner Holmes has raced at Red Bluff for quite a few years. Did you ever take a couple of trips around Red Bluff when you were growing up doing karts?
No, so I actually didn't. I never did any outlaw kart stuff, which was kind of surprising. I kind of just did the quarter midget stuff on asphalt, and then we would have 2 races a year on dirt. I never really got into that kind of stuff. I kind of wish I did at that time so I could have both feelings, like the asphalt stuff and the dirt stuff at that time. But luckily, it's been working out. So, the cage karts look really fun. They do look really rough, but especially like Red Bluff, that place looks really cool.
So you've done mostly dirt track racing then? You haven't done a whole lot on the asphalt. Is that true?
Yeah, so I've done 1 race on asphalt minus the quarter midget stuff, like late model stuff last year. I think that's obviously where I really want my future to go on the asphalt side. Obviously this year we need to focus on the midget and try to get the championship and win a few more races if we can. So, but yeah, I did I did 3 years on the asphalt stuff for quarter midgets, and then I did a race last year in the late model, and then we did 2 combines with Toyota Racing, late model stuff on asphalt as well.
Now, I'm just going to throw out, it's the week before the Chili Bowl or 2 weeks before the Chili Bowl. So I don't know if it contradicts with the Tulsa Shootout, but in Shawnee, Oklahoma, they actually have an outlaw kart event that pays $5,000 to win. So I'd call around and say, hey, I want to race for $5,000 to win in an outlaw kart.
Yeah, I heard about that race, and I was like, I only heard about it one time, and I was like, is that a thing or not a thing? So I'm glad to know it's a thing, but yeah, maybe.
Now, when you first got into racing down at the Tulsa Expo, you didn't run Chili Bowl in 2021. You ran the Tulsa Shootout, and lo and behold, you have a driller. Is that kind of your coolest trophy that you've won so far?
I think so. I think anytime you can win in that building, there's just no feeling like it. The lights, the fans, like I said, there's just no feeling like it. So to have a driller, it was in the restricted class, but still, it's just, like I said, there's no feeling like it. And that building, I don't know if you guys have been there, but it's just like when you walk in, it's like breathtaking how overwhelming it can be and how many people they stack in there and how many cars. So to have one driller is definitely really cool.
Absolutely. Now, in 2022, you wind up driving for Chad Boat Industries at the Chili Bowl. How did you wind up with Chad and his organization and have that opportunity?
Yeah, so this goes back like 3 years. I won a big race in a micro sprint called the John Hink, and it was 20 grand. And we were kind of already trying to think about the next year, and but not too much. And then like a few days after that, Chad called my dad and kind of just like was asking like, what's our ideas for the following year? And we weren't really sure at that time. And then he obviously said, or you want to come run the midget? And we were like, absolutely. So 2021, we did about 15 shows on and off. It was like once a month or so. And then the West Coast swing in 2021. And then obviously last year, 2022, we did a full year with Chad. And then obviously this year we have a full year with Keith with full USAC and full extreme.
Oh, I want to get into how you wound up at Keith Kunz Motorsports, but we're going to do it after we take a quick break. This is the Finish Line on 93.7 The Ticket. We are joined by Clovis, California, Toyota Racing Development Mobile One number 71 driver Jade Avedissian, and we will return with her right after this.
Eagle Chassis are back and better than ever. New owner Mike Boston, who has been building Eagle Chassis for the last 2.5 years, will
will be using the same high-quality raw materials and equipment that Eagle chassis have always been made with. Located in Lincoln, Nebraska, Eagle Motorsports LLC will continue to provide sprint car teams with the safest, most durable chassis there are. They will give drivers the strength, flexibility, and durability that they need to win on race night. If you're looking for a new chassis or need repairs made to your current one, call Mike at 402-826-0302.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
At Doane University, you can play a sport you love and also receive a world-class education. You'll learn leadership skills on and off the court that will set you up for success long after graduation. Doane isn't a place where you get lost. It's a place to get found, and it's a place where your future is uniquely yours. Learn more about the endless possibilities at Doane University today at doane.edu.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer, and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m., and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof that it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Nick is here. What'd you call him earlier?
Yeah, get a name. He said a name.
Can you hear Nick?
I said you look like a big swimming pool. You look like a big swimming pool over there. I called you Big Swim.
Big Swim. All right. Should I tell the people what you called me the second week that I ever coached you?
Don't hang that over my head.
Track record here.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. Back to the finish line with Mike Melby on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the finish line here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Want to remind you that 93.7 The Ticket is proud to be the official media sponsor of Campus Cash, the student marketplace mini mag. If you're a UNL college student, listen up. Get your free Campus Cash, the student marketplace mini mag, tonight at the Big Red Welcome. It started about an hour and a half ago. It goes until 8:30. The mini mag includes tons of great discounts from all of your favorite spots in Lincoln, like Qdoba, Alumni Hall, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Amigos, Juice Stop, and more. All you have got to do is grab a free Campus Cash, the student marketplace mini mag, tonight at the Big Red Welcome or at the dorms, the Union, or other places on campus. If you're not a UNL student, you can still get discounts through the free Campus Cash app available on iPhone and Android. And this is the finish line on 93.7 The Ticket. It is sponsored by Eagle Raceway, celebrating 6 decades of speed just 15 minutes east of Lincoln. Head out to the track every weekend for IMCA racing and family-friendly dirt track action. Find the full schedule of events online at eagleraceway.com. Eagle Raceway, America's home track. We are joined on the finish line tonight by the driver of the Toyota Racing Development Mobile One, number 71 for Keith Kunz Motorsports, Jade Avedissian. Jade, we just got done hearing about how you wound up with Chad Boat. Then I'm assuming you got a phone call from Keith Kunz or someone within his organization. How did that come about for you to be able to drive for kind of one of the premier top of the line owner in midget racing?
Yeah, I can't really say exactly, but it just kind of happened. You know, we had a good Chili Bowl, and I think that really helped to kind of get pushed into this ride this year. And I just can't thank everyone at Toyota to put me in this spot with Mobile One and to drive the 71. You know, we have Jared as my crew chief and Keith Pete, Caleb Tanner. They just do a fantastic job. So, you know, the day I kind of realized and got told that I was going to drive in the 71 for Keith Kunz Motorsports, I was like, geez, this is like kind of a dream come true. And then just to, you know, have so many races this year with, like I was saying, with 2 full schedules is just also really cool.
So you're running for a championship with the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series. Is there any conflicts with the USAC schedule to where you had to pick or choose what series to drive with, or did it actually work out to where you could do both for all races?
Yeah, it worked out perfect. Yeah, the two people, like the 2 series, work together, so they don't have one overlapping weekend. So anybody can run for both championships, and I think that's also really cool as well.
With that series, you're in a points battle. And like coming up this week, you've got another big show. You guys are going to wind up being a support class. I want to ask you a question in a bit about being a support class versus being the headline class. But you're going to be the support class for the World of Outlaw late models at Davenport Speedway. It's the Quad Cities 150, big race for them. But you guys just did the Ironman 55 down in Pevely, where you were the support class and put on one hell of a show. I'm sure there were people that went to that, had never seen the Outlaw Midgets on dirt, or other than maybe watched them at the Chili Bowl, and they're like, oh, this is kind of interesting. With the points battle with Ken and McIntosh, do you go into every night of racing thinking, you know what, I'm going to try to win this no matter what? Or do you have to pull the reins back and remind yourself throughout the night, hey, we are racing for a championship.
the big trophy at the end is what I need. It's what I want. It's what our team deserves. How do you go through that mindset going into those nights, especially a big weekend like this one coming up?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of both. Obviously, you need to win as much as you can to try to get the points lead and keep it. And obviously, then you can't take yourself out trying to go for wins at the same time. For a while, we started off the season really strong with the 4 and then a 1 at DeCoin, and then had a few rough weeks, and then we were 180 points out. And at that point, I was like, oh gosh, like, this might be over. But then I was like, this is probably not over till it's over. And then we've obviously had a really good last 2 months, winning 3 times. So that kind of get us back in the points championship. And like those 2 months, I think we're really, really pushing for wins. And then just since then and going on to this weekend, I think we still should go with the same intensity to win. But just kind of don't put myself in a bad situation to DNF. I think that's the main thing right now. We can go for wins, but we just cannot be DNFing, and DNFing just is not going to be good for the points. And if something happens, if you're leading and you flip or something and you need to go to the work area, you just need to try to get back out there. And if you can salvage a 10th or whatever, it's better than a DNF. So just try to salvage. If you can't win or if something happens, just try to salvage your night as best you can.
I want to follow up on something that you said. You said we were 180 points out probably 3 months ago. My question for you is, what changed? You guys obviously had the great last couple of months, but is there any one thing in particular, or a night, a heat race, qualifying, something that changed where you went, oh, where the whole team went, okay, we're on the right track now?
Yeah, it was kind of like flip the switch. Since midget week, I think just kind of everything's been clicking. I think I've been doing a lot better job. Just the amount of stuff I've learned and how to race better. And then obviously me and Jared have been clicking really good lately. So I think it's just kind of we were all on the beginning of the year, and then we kind of died down from just mistakes on my part and maybe not getting me so comfortable. Just so we're clicking at 110% every single night. So I think the first night we really clicked on was Jefferson County, and I think it was just a combination of things. Like I said, me and Jared clicking, me getting half the season in, just kind of learning and just trying to do the best I can. And I think midget week was a really, really big part of just a learning curve. We had 10 days there, so and 10 days back to back. So the amount of stuff I learned from there, I'll take in for the rest of the season. So I think since Jefferson, just kind of everything's been going smooth. And obviously after Jefferson, we had the 3 wins, and then we've been super consistent since then. We had a decent POWRi speed, or not a POWRi speed week, a PA speed week. The first night we were leading, and a mistake on my part and DNF. So like I said, just can't have that stuff kind of happen. And then I'm looking forward to this weekend. So hopefully we can get in the winner's circle again.
So it's great to know Nebraska is part of your turning the corner there, Jefferson County. So we're just going to take that win for Nebraska here. I think when you're talking about learning, obviously you're always learning. Even the people that have been driving forever are learning. But without giving away too much, how do you approach the races and strategy? You're a great driver. You obviously are fearless. We love some of the amazing passes and sliders you've had just in the last few weeks, watching that happen. How do you approach that from a strategic standpoint, making a choice? And in one race you ran a diamond line versus running the regular line. Like, just walk us through what goes on inside of your head without giving away your secrets.
Yeah, there's not much strategy. I think I've been just using my weeks very, very helpful and very productive. Sunday we get home and I just try to look back at the weekend and see what I could do better. And then, Monday to Thursday, usually we leave Friday, just kind of, figure out where we're racing, watch as many videos as I can from prior years. A lot of the tracks we've been going to, the midgets have been to. So that's definitely helped, something to watch. And I don't know, I think just kind of using my weeks wisely and just getting to watch a lot of film, and then obviously being in the race car every single weekend definitely does not hurt. So I think just kind of all right now is just kind of clicking.
I think that's great. We obviously do sports for the town of Lincoln and Nebraska, so we're covering football, all the standard sports. You know, everybody watches film, so very interesting to hear you say you watch film because I think that's what the elite athletes definitely do and the coaches. When you think about the upcoming tracks, besides preparing, do you have a physical training regimen? You know, I worked with the Formula One folks; they have a pretty serious training regimen. The NASCAR drivers do too. What do you do to get ready physically for some of this? Because this is can beat you up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, that's kind of the reason, some of the reason I moved to Mooresville, North Carolina. Toyota has this place called TPC, which is the Toyota Performance Center, and you know they have everything you need from nutritionists, from workouts, just anything you need. Like I said, so you know we go there every day we can, minus we're not racing. So we work out. So like tomorrow, I'll go in there at 7 a.m. and work out and just get ready for the weekend.
Now, one of the things that goes along with a hefty schedule of running 100 races possibly this year is going to be the wheels touch, walls get in the way, and the car goes for a tumble. What was it like the very first time you were in a race car and it got upside down? Do you remember it?
Yeah, so I think this was like a long time ago. This was back in quarter midgets. It was I think in my second race, and I'm not sure exactly what happened. I just know I ended up in the wall and my hand got stuck in the steering wheel and it spun around and I was like, "Oh, I think I broke my thumb or whatever." But you know, I think it just takes one, you know, decent flip to kind of get the feeling of it. And then since then you're okay.
I know it is part of the sport, and the safety that goes into the chassis is insane. One of our sponsors, Eagle Chassis, Mike Boston, I've been down to his shop, and he's walked me through where he puts welds, where he puts bars to ensure safety. And he talks about some accidents where things didn't turn out well and why they didn't, which is why he has made design changes to those chassis. I want to give you an opportunity because you guys all wind up, no matter what level you're at, you're going to go through some tumbles. You guys always walk away safely for the most part. Who is your chassis builder? And give them some props because I know you've had some pretty scary tumbles here just in the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now for Keith Coons, we're with Link Chassis, and they've been really great. You know, we've taken some pretty dang hard hits, and you know, luckily everyone's been able to walk away. From myself to my teammates, and just the chassis in general. You know, they have to keep up, especially if you go cage first into a wall. You know, they need to stay intact and whatnot. And I think that is obviously a huge part in having good seats and my ride helmet's really good, and just my K1 race suits, and just kind of everything to make sure I'm safe.
What's the camaraderie like for you? So there's a few other women drivers in the series and sprints and so on. Do you have a network with them, or are you just friends with people in the current series you're running in, or how do you work that, or do you stay alone? What kind of camaraderie do you have with your teammates?
Yeah, I think just my teammates in general. I think we're all super close. Taylor Reimer, she's on my team, my teammate for Keith Coons Motorsports, and she moved to Mooresville the same time I did. So it's kind of perfect. You know, we're here all week. We do the same stuff almost every day at TPC. We travel together. So me and her have been, you know, become close friends, and I think there's obviously a lot of, you know, girls coming into the sport, which I think is also very cool. So just keep coming more of us, and I think it's cool.
Yeah, I got Kaylee Bryson and Maria Edie and Haley Deegan up running with the Xfinity series now, or trucks, one of the two. But yeah, a lot of successful young ladies that are making the jump all the way through the ranks in motorsports. I'm kind of curious. You've driven race cars since you were like 7. What is your daily driver? Do you have one?
Yeah, so I have a truck, so a Toyota Tacoma truck.
Okay,
Great
so
one.
I got to ask, if you had a dream car on the street, what would it be? Anything is available, whether it's a Toyota Tundra, whether it's a Bugatti, which just happens to be mine. What is your dream car?
So if I had to, so I have two kind of. So if I had a truck, I would get the Toyota Tacoma, or No, Toyota Tundra, sorry, the big one. And then if I had to get a car, I think I would get the Lamborghini Urus.
Nice.
So, do you have any aspirations to run some interesting tracks that aren't dirt tracks? The NASCAR was at Watkins Glen, which is a track I've actually been on, and it probably is my favorite track of all the ones I've been on. So, do you have favorite tracks, whether they're dirt tracks or others, that you wish you would go on one of these days?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one you were saying today, Watkins Glen, that place looked really fun. I've never done much road course racing. The only road course racing I've done was go-kart stuff, and that's in Mooresville at Trackhouse, so with Toyota. So I think that would be, a lot different from, what I'm used to. And I think, Martinsville looks also really cool. North Wilkesboro looks cool just because it's like a super special race. And to be honest, I think I'm gonna say every track's cool. If I'm being honest.
That's what I get whenever I ask racers that. They're like, no, I don't really have a favorite. But because they were at Watkins Glen this weekend, I was thinking about it. And I was just talking to some of the guys here at the university that are doing sim racing, track racing. You and I talked about that a little bit. But Watkins Glen is very special to me because we managed to get Tony Stewart and Lewis Hamilton to switch cars and run at Watkins Glen. And they are only used to running the circle track. They don't run the boot. So if you get up to Watkins Glen, make sure you run the boot, because that's what we do with the car clubs, which is when I had to get on the track. So anyway, it's definitely a fun track, but it's hard to pick. If you like racing, you like racing. So what is it about racing that you love? So you're 3 years old, then you're 4 years old, 5 years old, you're still racing at that age. What was it that you were falling in love with?
I think just kind of everything. It's hard to pick. I think, the adrenaline and just like this is kind of hard to explain, but you put so much hard work into it and so much hours into a sport. And when you finally get to win, or if you hit a milestone in your racing career, I think it's just like so rewarding. And it's hard to explain the feeling like winning. But I just think it's just overall just really cool. And not even the racing part of it, just the fans, just like the whole thing I just love.
Yeah.
I want to go back to some favorite tracks because I had an opportunity to go to the Knoxville Nationals last weekend, and I've been to Knoxville many times, just never to the Nationals for the event. And the atmosphere, I mean, you can't explain it. It's kind of what you had alluded to walking into the Tulsa Expo Center. I'm like, I've been here a bunch of times, and I walk in and it's a lot different for that event. Have you ever had an opportunity to run Knoxville at all with the midgets? And another track that I would think that you would absolutely love and want to run would be Eldora. Either one of those two tracks ever going to be on your schedule, or have they been on your schedule, or would you ever want to run them?
Yeah, so Knoxville, the midgets don't go there, but this year I'm actually really looking forward to it. We're going to run the Four Crown at Eldora in the midgets. So I think it's September 22nd, 23rd. So it's obviously a huge track for a midget, but like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I think, I've been to Lawrenceburg this year and we ran really good, and it's one of my favorite tracks. So I'm looking forward to it, and it should be pretty fun.
All righty, we're going to go ahead and step aside for our last break, and then we'll come back and wrap up the show with Jane Avedisi, and this is the Finish Line on 93.7 The Ticket.
Eagle Chassis are back and better than ever. New owner Mike Boston, who has been building Eagle Chassis for the last 2.5 years, will be using the same high-quality raw materials and equipment that Eagle Chassis have always been made with. Located in Lincoln, Nebraska, Eagle Motorsports LLC will continue to provide sprint car teams with the safest, most durable chassis there are. They will give drivers the strength, flexibility, and durability that they need to win on race night. If you're looking for a new chassis or need repairs made to your current one, call Mike at 402-826-0302.
The days of internet contracts and heavy fine print are over. It's time to experience hassle-free service with no contracts or hidden fees. That's the Allo promise. Allo Communications provides fiber internet, TV, and phone services with fair and no-nonsense pricing. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 local support 365 days a year, and a monthly bill you can count on. Don't settle for gimmicks. Settle for hassle-free with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/hassle-free.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HNHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
IT projects piling up again? Managing IT can definitely be frustrating. Whether you have an in-house IT department or you manage it yourself, let Hamilton be your experts. At Hamilton, we take the frustration out of your business tech issues with managed IT solutions. We specialize in co-managed and fully managed IT. Does your business need better managed IT? Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Our Remington Homes has really expanded and taken off in the last 5 years.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. You can select your options. We give you a lot of choices. By selecting certain floor plans, they're just easier to build. And you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Back to the finish line with Mike Melby on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the finish line here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I'm Mike Melby, Rebecca Pearson there, Austin Norman driving the car, and with us on the Sutter Heyman live stream, Jade Avedissian,
driver of the Mobile One Toyota Racing Development, number 71 for Keith Kunz Motorsports in both the USAC National Midget Series and the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series. I'm going to let you go with the question that you just said. Hey, the one thing I know we need to ask her, and I think it's a great question. So, Jade, brace yourself.
Brace yourself. Here it comes. All right. So you're 16 years old. What do you actually get to do that's actually for 16-year-olds? You're obviously racing with adults, and you have a whole different life. Be a 16-year-old for 2 minutes and tell us, what do you do as a 16-year-old?
Yeah, so it's kind of tough because we don't get much off time, which is obviously a good thing because I love racing. But I'd love to go on the lake, and obviously, me living in Mooresville, we have Lake Norman, and it's obviously a lot of fun during the summertime. And then wintertime, I do like snowboarding. I do like skiing too. It kind of depends on the day what I want to choose that day. But other than that, really not much. And then this winter, I'm excited to go home for the West Coast Swing to see all my friends and family again. We get a whole month out there racing too. So, just kind of hang out with friends and family and when the off time comes too.
So I had to look up where Clovis, California is because I didn't know. So near Fresno, somewhere between LA and San Jose. What's special about your neck of the woods? If you were going to tell us, if we're ever in your neck of the woods, go to this place to eat or go to this place to hang out. Tell us about where you grew up.
So my favorite place to eat in Clovis. So Clovis and Fresno are like it's like one street over and you're in Fresno. So it's basically the same thing. But in Clovis, there's this place called Ernesto's, and I think it is like the best pizza you'll ever have. Every time I would go home, I'm like, can we go to Ernesto's? And we always go. And it's I think it's one of the best restaurants. And other than that, nothing much, honestly. I feel like when we're home, all my family's out in California, in Clovis, most of it. So, when we're home, we kind of just all hang out together, and obviously all my friends are home. But other than that, not much to do over there.
Well, they know they miss you. Hopefully they're listening to you tonight.
Yeah.
Jade Evedisi joining us on the finish line tonight. Social media plays such an important role in the way drivers of race cars market themselves. And I mean, it could be a burden for some it's just what they do and they love it. Do you manage all of your own social media sites? Do you have someone that maybe helps you out? How do you handle social media?
Yeah, so for the most part, it's all me. I make the posts, and obviously I get them proofread by my mom. But for the most part, like all the DMs are me. The post for the most part, like I said, is me. So it's mainly me right now.
Out of curiosity, what is the most memorable race for you from day one? Going back to quarter midgets all the way through this last weekend, what one race stands out where you're like, that is my favorite race that I've run? And why?
So I think my first midget win. I've always been watching midgets since I was, however old I can remember watching midgets. And they just put on such good shows, and I've always dreamed of just like standing on top of the cage and celebrating with your team and stuff. So for me to finally do that, last year my first win was at Jacksonville. There is just like no feeling like it. And like I said, just growing up watching people like celebrate on top of their cage, I just thought that was the coolest thing. So when I won and got up on the cage, I was like it kind of got me emotional. I was like, dang, this is like, there's just no feeling like this right now.
No backflips off the cage though, right?
No, I'm not that good.
Do you have a trademark move yet or a saying or anything?
No. So somebody was asking me that the other day, and I was like, no, I don't have anything.
Hey, yep. Well, Jeff Gordon can jump off the back of his NASCAR. You can come up with something else, but
yeah, Carl Edwards doing backflips.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier that you guys are going to be the support class for the World of Outlaw late models. There's been twice at Peevely that you've been the support class for the sprint cars. The crowds are probably a little bit bigger, but do you like those nights that you guys are the support class because you get to see other types of cars? Maybe you get to talk to drivers in the different classes, learn things from them, or do you like it when you guys are the headliner of the event?
For the most part, I don't really, it doesn't make a difference to me. The main thing is if there's any difference, so like this weekend, obviously there's going to be a lot of late models, and Saturday night, I believe it's 85 laps. So The main thing I would look into is if we're the first class or if we're after the late models, just for the track standpoint, because if we're after, 85 laps of the late models, it's going to be super slick, or if not rubber for the last class. And obviously if we're before the late models, it will be like a really good show. So, and then the fans are obviously a lot bigger when, you have the World of Outlaws, sprint cars, or late models. So, I kind of do like, being the support class, or not the support class, but I guess the support class, not the main class. But for the most part, it doesn't really make too much of a difference to me.
Okay, we're coming down to our last about 90 seconds here. The one thing that I guess I'm most curious about is, are you nervous at all about the championship race with Ken and McIntosh? I mean, you guys race close, and it's, I don't know, always great racing. But any nerves, or are you just like, you know what, whatever happens, happens?
I think when it comes down, the last weekend or 2 weekends, I think I'll probably be a little bit nervous. But for the most part, not right now. I think I just need to put my best foot forward every weekend and try to be super smart and, race the best I can. And, I kind of just think of it as that, and whatever happens, happens. At least I just give 110% every night. It should play out, but it will be a close battle to the end. That's for sure.
All righty. Jade Avedissian, thank you so much for joining us on the finish line. Best of luck to you for the rest of this season.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks for having me on, guys.
Have a great one.
Ricky Simmons is up next with Get Your Happy On. William Bryan is in-house. They call him Dollar Bill. You'll find out why on Ricky's show. It's coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Warning, this ad will use
Thank
the
you,
F word
guys.
often. Listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come with both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln